Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today I'm going to be doing my NFL Week 17 power rankings, or the last times we'll be doing this year. The second last time I'll be doing this season. And let's get into my Week 17 NFL power rankings. So starting off from 32, I think it's pretty obvious. It's the team that just secured the number one overall pick as of right now, and that's the New York Giants, who are 2-13. Last week had them at 31, with the Raiders winning. The Giants do fall down to the last spot. They lost to the Falcons 34-7. This Giants team is brutal. The Titans, I have it 31, 3-12. Previous number 29, lost to the Colts 38-30. I actually was a little bit impressed with Mason Rudolph's performance. I thought he definitely made some good throws, obviously made some bad throws as well. But look, I know it wasn't the best performance. The Titans didn't win, but I think way better than in most games of Will Levis this season. And that's one of the reasons why Mason Rudolph is going to continue to start this week against the Jacksonville Jaguars. At 30 of the New England Patriots are 3-12. I'm going to keep them at the same spot I had them at last week, mainly just because I think it's incredible that you go into Buffalo in the cold against the favored MVP and only lose by 3. Go off to 14-0 start. And Drake May, I thought, looked really impressive. And that's you want to, honestly, at this stage of their season, you want to lose because you want a better draft pick. But to me, I think for the Patriots, like, the other thing is, when you lose games, but you have Drake May look the way he did against Buffalo, a great defense in the cold, it just shows you, okay, this guy has a great future. And if we add in the right pieces, like if we potentially draft a Travis Hunter, or if we potentially also sign a T. Higgins, like they're rumored to, this guy could become even dangerous. And I think Drake May has an incredible future. I'm excited to see what he does next year in 2025. At 29, I got the Jaguars 3-12, preseason number 28. Lost to the Raiders 19-14. That was brutal. I don't know how you lose to the Raiders, but Jacksonville Jaguars somehow made it possible. All right, Raiders. Speaking of the Raiders, I got them at 28, 3-12, preseason number 32. Beat the Jaguars 19-14. I think the Raiders might win again this week if the Saints continue to play without Derek Carr and Alvin Kamara. They might win back-to-back games, which continues to hurt the Raiders' chances of draft picks. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders beat the Saints with the way we just saw from New Orleans last night against Green Bay. All right, 27, I got the Browns 3-12, preseason number 27, lost to the Bengals 24-6. I think the Browns might have won this game if they started Jameis Winston. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, I don't think is an elite passer at all. I think he's a solid runner. I think Jerome Ford looks good in this game as well. But the Bengals' defense is still, I think, so bad at the point where Jameis Winston, even though he's had interception problems this year, that's always been a problem in his career, he still has been a good passer. I think the Browns might win this game with Jameis Winston, possibly. But I'll tell you this, they don't score 6 points with Jameis Winston. They would have scored way more points with Jameis Winston, and it would have been a competitive ball game. I don't like the fact that they brought in Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and that makes me think they're trying to lose the last couple games to get a better draft pick. All right, 26, I got the Chicago Bears, 4-11, pre-seed last week. They're at 25, lost to the Lions 34-17. Look, I think there are positive signs. I think Caleb Williams looked great in this game. I think Rome Odunze, your future star wide receiver, looked great as well. But outside of that, defense looked terrible, but it was the Lions, if we're going to be fair. 25, I got the New York Jets, 4-11, preseason number 24, lost the Rams 19-9. I think this is 3 games in a row now where Rodgers looks great, making throws. Now, unfortunately, they couldn't put up enough points to stay competitive. I thought Rodgers had a lot of passing yards, looked solid as a passer in this game, but the run wasn't getting it going, which is hard, and their defense wasn't that great either. The run defense hasn't been good all year. That's really hurt them. All right, 24, I got the Saints 5-10, preseason number 23, lost to the Packers 34-0, first team to get shut out this year. It's crazy that it took 16 weeks for a team to get shut out, but it was the New Orleans Saints with Spencer Rattler. Yeah, I don't think the Saints win the rest of this. I think the Saints are probably losing out and going to finish the year 5-12. All right, 23, I got a division rival of the Saints. That's the Carolina Panthers, 4-11, preseason number 26. Great win for the Panthers against the Cardinals in overtime, 30-27. I think the Carolina Panthers are on the rise. Bryce Young was great, and I think he's going to have one hell of a season next year. I think this Carolina Panthers team is going to take a big jump next season with Bryce Young. I think they're going to be like the Arizona Cardinals of this year, or the Detroit Lions, or what the Detroit Lions were in 2022. Like the Cardinals, like last year, and this is why I like comparing them to the Arizona Cardinals from last year to this year, because with the Cardinals were really bad last season for most of the season, and then at the end of the year they kind of got a little bit of a spark and started to look good at the end of the season, just like Carolina is, and still finished with a bad record. And then this year we've seen them improve to the point where they're 7-8 with 2 games left in the season. I think they'll probably finish around 8 or 9. Or I could see them being like the Lions in 2022, where the Lions, kind of had a slow start. Lions ended up finishing the season 9-8. I think it's going to be that type of season for Carolina next year, which is another big jump for them. But really impressed with the way Carolina's finished this season off, and Bryce Young has definitely looked way more improved, since he came back from being benched by Andy Dalton. All right, so let's get to the next team. That's the San Francisco 49ers, who are 6-9, previous number 20. They did lose the Dolphins 29-17. That was a tough loss for San Fran. At 21, I got the Arizona Cardinals, who are 7-8, previous number 16. Lost to the Panthers 30-27. At 20, I got the Colts, who are 7-8, pre-seed number 22, beat the Titans 38-30. I thought Jonathan Taylor looked spectacular. Great way to bounce back after such a terrible mistake against the Broncos the week before. But and Anthony Richardson actually looked really solid as a runner, not much as a passer. But I think this defense was, that's been the story for most of the year. But the defense terrible. Gave up a big lead. The Colts were up by 20 plus in this game. Titans had a shot at this game. I mean, they scored a touchdown. They were down 38-22, scored a touchdown, got the 2-point conversion, less than 2 minutes left to go. Less than 3 minutes left to go. I think it was like 2.5 minutes to go. The Titans nearly had a chance to get the ball back and tie the game. And that's something that I don't think should have ever happened. And that's why I think the Colts have holes of the organization. Like Jonathan Taylor is so good that makes their, offense kind of, at least stable. And Anthony Richardson as a runner really makes that offense improve. And when he does make good throws, it makes the offense look better too. But, the defense really was, I thought, the defense did pick up a couple picks because of Mason Rudolph's poor mistakes. But at the same time, they also gave up 30 points to a bad Titans offense. All right, let's move on to the number 19 spot, which I have that going to the Dallas Cowboys, 7-8. Previous number 21 beat the Bucs 26-24. Great win for the Cowboys. I've been hating on the Cowboys all year, but I thought this was a great game for Cooper Rush. And honestly, with the way Cooper Rush has played at times this year, he's been terrific. He's 9-4 as a starter. Not this year, but like in his career, he's 9-4 as a starter. You'd be better off keeping Cooper Rush than Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott's probably a better quarterback than Cooper Rush, but I don't think it's that much far off. And with the money that Dak makes compared to Cooper Rush, it makes you want Cooper Rush more. Like, I'd rather have, would you rather have a quarterback that's playing just a little bit better, but one's making hundreds of millions of dollars while someone just has a low contract? That's comparing Cooper Rush to Dak Prescott. Dak played just a little bit better than Cooper Rush. I think Dak is just a little bit better than Cooper Rush, but makes so much more money than him. All right, 18, I got the Dolphins, 7-8, previous number 19, beat the 49ers 29-17. Great win for the Dolphins, but their playoffs chances are slim. All right, 17, I got the Falcons, 8-7, previous number 18, beat the Giants 34-7. I don't think their offense was actually that great in this game. Number one, they beat the Giants. Their defense, I thought, looked spectacular. Again, it's the Giants. I'm interested to see what happens this week with Atlanta, with a real challenge for Michael Penix, the rookie, and the defense facing a red-hot Jaden Daniels. That's what I'm excited for in Sunday Night Football. All right, 16, I got the Bengals, 7-8, previous number 17. Great win for the Bengals against the Browns, winning 24-6. Number 15, I got the Seahawks, 8-7, previous number 14, losing to the Vikings, 27-24. I thought solid game for Geno. Obviously the interceptions come with, the solid game. That but was facing a really good Minnesota defense. But I think with Geno being a little banged up, not fully healthy, being able to compete with, I think, one of the best teams in football in Minnesota was impressive, but it definitely does slim down your playoff chances. All right, 14, I got the Bucks. 8-7, previous number 11, lost to the Cowboys, 26-24. I'm going to say it's embarrassing that you lost to the Cowboys because I think the Cowboys are playing a little bit better recently. I think their defense looks the best it's ever looked all season. It doesn't look like the terrible defense we've seen most of the year, which I think is a big factor. Like, this defense that we've seen since maybe the beginning of November is not what we've seen for the first part of the season, and I think that's really challenging when you have the Cowboys. The Cowboys defense playing a little bit like they played last year. That's a hard challenge. And if Cooper Rush is going to play the way he played on Sunday night, it's really hard to win a football game. But the Bucs got to bounce back if they want to win this division. All right, 13. I got my Houston Texans 9-6. Previous number 10, lost to the Chiefs. Brutal loss. Also brutal loss losing Tank Dell. But we'll see how the Texans bounce back tomorrow on Christmas. At 12, I got the Broncos, who were 9-6. Previous number 9, lost the Chargers 34-27. The Broncos beat themselves in this game. But the penalties, it was bad. But the Broncos are still a good team. They have a chance to clinch the playoffs this week. All right, 11, I got the team that beat the Broncos, the Chargers at 9-6, who were previously number 15, beat the Broncos 34-27. Great win for the Chargers. Herbert looked great. I'm not saying that they didn't deserve this win because I thought the Chargers played great, but the Broncos made way too many mistakes, and so many mistakes that if they don't make on defense with defensive penalties, they win. They probably win this game. All right, at 10, I got the Los Angeles Rams, who were 9-6, previous number 12, beat the Jets 19-9. Great win for the Rams, but a hell of a comeback this year for them, and most likely looking like they're going to win this division. Seattle definitely has a shot. This division's not over yet, but the Rams are going towards potentially winning this division. At 9, I got the Commanders, who are 10-5, previous number 13. Great win for the Commanders. Great performance by the Rookie of the Year, Jayden Daniels, and we'll see what happens with them Sunday night. He has a test going up against a good defense. Like, it's the same thing. Like, I think Washington's defense has been really solid this year. Same thing with Atlanta. So I think two rookie quarterbacks have a true test against good defenses, and that's why I think this game between the Commanders and the Falcons very well might be low scoring this Sunday night. All right, at 8, I got the Steelers, who are 10-5, previous number 7, lost to the Ravens 34-17. Tough loss for the Steelers. Without George Pickens, though, they'll get him back tomorrow on Christmas. We'll see how that affects them against the Chiefs. I think they're a completely different team when they have George Pickens out there. At 7, I got the team that beat the Steelers, the Baltimore Ravens, 10-5. Previous number 8, beat the Steelers 34-17. At 6, I got the Packers, 11-4. Previous number 6, beat the Saints 34-0. Absolute, amazing performance by the Packers, and as expected, though. And the Packers are great as well, and they're definitely outside of my top 5. But I think they are a top 5 team. It's just there's so much talent in this league. All right, at 5, I have the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 14-1, previous number 5. I really want to put the Packers over the Chiefs, but just because of the record difference, I can't. But I think the Packers very well might be a better team than Chiefs as well. But last week I had the Chiefs at 5. They beat the Texans 27-19. Look, I don't think this Chiefs team has much talent. And I know you might be thinking, they have the best record in the league. They're 14-1. Why are they not number 1? Or why are they not number 2 or 3? Power rankings are not standings. Like the Chiefs, they are number 1 in the standings because they have the best record in football. They're 14-1. I know. But a record doesn't make you the best team in football, to me. Because there are plenty of teams who are not farther off. Like you got the Lions who are 13-2, and the Vikings who are 13-2, and the Bills who are 12-3 and beat the Chiefs. So I don't think the Chiefs are the best team in football. I think they are a good football team. I hate on the Chiefs because the refs, how the refs, will help them from time to time, which I think is BS. And they have all these close games and all these miracles to help them out. But I still think they're a good team. They have a good defense. They have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. They have a good offense around him. So I think they're a good team, but I don't think they're the best team, and I think that's what most people think. They're not the best team to me. I'm about to name 4 teams that I think are better. All right, let's get into it. 4 Eagles, 12-3. Previous number 1 lost to the Commanders 36-33. Tough loss to the Eagles. No Jalen Hurts. I think the Eagles totally win this game if you have Jalen Hurts. That really killed them. They were dominating before Jalen Hurts got hurt. He gets hurt. It kind of really changes the tone of this football game. And it's really tough. The defense got 5 turnovers in this game. And, really, really affected the Eagles in this game. I think they totally win with Jalen Hurts out there. And their 10-game winning streak gets snapped. One of the longest winning streaks this season. I believe that is the longest winning streak this season. All right. 3 got the Buffalo Bills, 12-3. Previous number 3 beat the Patriots 24-21. Great win for the Bills. Not the best performance by Josh Allen, but Josh Allen can play bad in the run game, and the defense is still so dominant to the point where the Bills can still get a win. I think that makes the Bills more dangerous. Like, Josh Allen can play terrible like he did in their game this past Sunday, and they can still win a game because of how dominant their defense and their run game is with James Cook and the other running backs on their team. So, great win for the Bills. At 2, I got the Vikings 13-2. Previous number 2 beat the Seahawks 27-24. I think they're the second best team in football as of right now, or one of the top 3 teams in football. I think to me it's the Bills, the Vikings, and the Lions. Those are the top 3. However you want to list them, I don't think it really matters. But the Vikings are a terrific team, and they've been great all year. All right, 1, we got the Lions, 13-2. Previous number 4 beat the Steelers. They beat the Bears, 34-17. Great win for the Lions this past week, and great way to bounce back after losing 48-42 the past week to the Bills. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how these last 2 weeks play out. Let me know your thoughts on my power rankings in the comment section, and peace out.